Um, if you're following me on Twitter or any of the other social media sites that you see around the screen here or in the description down below, you'll have seen this particular image that I posted, which I'm going to attempt to show here sooner or later. Okay, it won't let me view the full thing there. Well. Mercury retrograde is really taking it out of my tech here. Sorry about that, folks. I'm doing what I can. Okay, so I'll put it right here on the screen right now. Okay, but it is Captain America. I don't know what the context for this is. I've only ever seen the panel itself. But it's Captain America talking to Peter Parker. And he's telling him, it doesn't matter what the press says. It doesn't matter what the politicians or the mob say. It doesn't matter if the whole country decides something wrong is something right. This nation was founded on one principle above all else: the requirement that we stand up for what we believe, no matter the odds or the consequences. When the mob and the press and the whole world tells you to move, your duty is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the whole world, no, you move. Very powerful quote for very powerful people. What you may not know is that it was Mark Twain who came up with that quote. It's derived from one of his quotes, which was a bit longer than that, but it was a lot more detailed, it was a lot more nuanced, and it still makes sense, but you get a much clearer picture with Twain's quote. In any case, I see people that are right now in a state of fear, and who can blame you? Everything seems to be going crazy these days, doesn't it? Ugh, that went down the wrong pipe. Or, close to it. But it's still up to us to stand up. Stand up for what we believe in. Do not move. Do not waver. Do not falter. And do not hesitate. That is what a powerful person does. That is what you do. So, I know some of us really need to keep hope alive right now. We need to keep that childlike wonder alive too. And that's why I chose Tarot of the Divine for today's tarot deck. I also chose the Work Your Light Oracle because while we're planted like a tree, deeply rooted next to the river of truth, this is what we do. I've got to keep it grounded in just a bit of realism with our spirit animal, taking an example from nature. Also, this Viking Oracle deck that I'm always using, whether it's Rune Casting Wednesday or anything of that nature. By the way, speaking of Viking oracles and, Norse things, if you noticed yesterday, I put a link to an Etsy shop. That Etsy shop belongs to a friend of mine named Witcharoo. Witcharoo produced Runes of the Gods Oracle deck, and the artwork is very simple, but it's very effective, and I finally picked up a pack of those cards. In the future, I would like to get a couple more, just as spares to kind of keep around, because I think that deck's going to get a lot of love. Know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway. So. just a general reading today. I'm going to go ahead and just lay all the cards on the table, starting with our guide. Then our spirit animal. You know, we're doing just the regular old reading, just like we do on Monday. See, Mondays and Thursdays I just do a standard general reading. Tuesdays it is straight tarot, which we've got 1 card, 2 cards, 3. And then on Wednesdays we do the rune casting, which is straight up runes. I try to keep that short, sweet, and to the point. And then Friday, tomorrow, the big one. That's the one that looks almost exactly like a private reading. And if you would like your own, it's very simple. Simply go to my Amazon wish list, throw me a little something, and you will get 1 reading for any question that you have, and you will get a free reading for your birthday. If you bring a friend, here's what I'll do to sweeten that pot a little bit. You bring a friend, that friend mentions, hey, so-and-so sent me. Each one of you will get a free private reading. Just 1 question. And let's see, the runes, yes. We gotta have those runes. And that's the kind of deal I work because I do not monetize these channels. I don't think it's I think the messages that we do here don't need to be interrupted by ads. And if you see ads on the YouTube channel, get Brave Browser, use the ad blocker, or simply go to either Clouthub, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, any of those alternate sites. I post the links in social media daily, and I try to get as many of them as I can in. If you go to speakyourmindhere.com, those links are embedded, so all you got to do is click the video of your choice and you'll view them. My apologies about BitChute. BitChute is a little slow on the uptake, so it's kind of usually the very last to be posted. I think I'm going to try to start working on that one first. That way it processes and publishes by the time I'm done with the rest of them. Alright, let's do this. So who's our guide for today? Pulling back the curtain, it is Ragnarok. This one's been coming up a lot lately. Of course we know Ragnarok's a lot like that death card. We do need that end in order to have the renewal that we're looking for. And right now, are we looking at a renewal? Are we looking at a revival? That's really the key focus, because you have to have some things go away in order for the new stuff to come in, don't you? So we are coming into something new, and we're leaving something behind. That's the key thing to remember. What do you leave behind? Our spirit animal for today, porcupine spirit, says time for a beginner mind, and I have absolutely no doubt about that. Here's the thing, anytime you're coming into something new, it's a little scary, isn't it? Whether it's a new job, a new friendship, every new thing can be a little scary, and the more new things come along, the scarier they become, because we don't quite know what we're looking at yet. We haven't reached our comfort level with it yet. We don't know enough about it. It's like playing one of those racing games, like say Wipeout or Need for Speed. When you first start, you're slamming into walls, overcorrecting, and all kinds of other stuff. Every time you get new parts for your car, and you customize your car, it handles a little differently until you get to know the controls. You're going to be doing what I call hugging walls. You can see my wall hugging by going back to the beginning and my YouTube channel and watching me kind of clumsily read. It's not so clumsy these days, is it? and I still have much to learn. I'm still learning every day. The minute you give up learning is the day you begin dying. Remember that. So, for our tarot today, how do we approach things with a beginner mind? Well, we have a Knight of Coins, we have Justice, and we have the Chariot. The Chariot is one that does not come up much in our readings. But today, we have that Knight of Coins. This is sort of that teenager. He doesn't move very quickly. Because it looks to me as though maybe he's kind of getting a little strategy going, right? But it's about our earthly, it's about our material world here. We've got Justice right there in that center spot. And Justice is a great card because it does indicate a balance. And when you have that balance there, seems like we can do a lot when we're balanced out. But what we have with that Knight of Coins is this is about being efficient, about being persistent. Remember that Captain America quote, "No, you move. The whole world is against you. The odds are insurmountable. No, you move." The Knight of Coins he's righteous. He is very much bedded deep in the very real and tangible. And we have Justice here. And when Justice comes up, we have it's fair, it's balanced out. It's reasonable. It allows us to move forward. A dragon-headed longboat. Yes, this is from a Norse saga itself. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me look that up. I'm going to tell you. I'm only looking it up to tell you what it's from, because honestly, I thought that was kind of cool to see. The Three Princesses of Whiteland. So we're really harnessing our emotions right now, charging down a straight, clear path. So the prince is usually in some tarot circles, the knight has also been called the prince, and the page is the princess. Whereas you've been floundering a bit, now you have a clear path to go down. And that's what I'm seeing here. When you take the most reasonable, accommodating approach, when you're even-handed, you can be confident and move forward. But you also must understand, up till now, you haven't known then, or you didn't know then what you know now. What you know now will take you forward, and what you know now can be built upon. It's a solid foundation. That's the key thing. In your porcupine spirit here, that's what you're doing with that beginner mind. You're always taking the attitude of, I could learn more, and that's what you need. Sometimes first impressions aren't everything, are they? So how do we work our light with this charge forward? We have birthing a new age. We have the Starseed card. And we have an age of light. Now, you're getting ready to take part in this. I'm letting you know right now. It's all shaping up. Don't be afraid, because right now, the reason I tell you to keep that childlike sense of wonder alive, and if you don't have it, develop it, because that helps you dream a new world into being. You don't have to be coldly logical. You're not a Vulcan. And this is where Starseed comes in. This is a question. It's what lights you up. And that's what you need to find and hold on to. Take part in it. Show up for it every day. Every day without fail. I do. And right now it seems to be working. And then, this age of light. This is what you've been training for lifetimes. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you that this is not a pass or fail test. You need time to develop, and you have been developing. And this is how you work your light today, by asking that question. What is it that makes me just glow from the inside out? What makes me light up? What makes me shine? And when you find it, and you will finally understand the 2 cards that flank it. You will be charging forward on that journey. You won't be hasty with it. You will find an even-handed approach. Now let's go to the runes and find out what's going on. We have Elhaz, or Algiz, the protection rune, right? The elk horn. Hold on to that. Hold on to whatever your protection is. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's this, armor up. Don't go blindly into battle naked, right? Take on the whole armor, as it were. We also have Wunyo. We have victory. We have joy. I'm actually loving this reading so far. Starts out with uh-oh, ends with healing. Ladies and gentlemen, when you find your power, and you will, when you find that which lights you up, when you plant yourself, when you deeply root like a tree next to the river of truth, not only will you say, no, you move. You will say it because you're strong. You will say it because you're confident. But most of all, you will say it. It will come from the heart and soul, and no one will be able to do anything to oppose it. At least, not effectively. So, I think that's actually a pretty good summary, isn't it? What you're, the end of your old self. You now have to face your true self. But it's time to understand that you may not know everything. But though you may not know everything, you will learn it along the way. You will learn. Your path is going to be solid. It's going to be even-handed. It's going to be reasonable. You have been training for this for lifetimes. You're about to dream a new age into being, but you have to answer the question, what lights you up? Learn everything you can about it. Definitely don't, as long as you don't go into battle naked, your victory is assured and the healing can begin. It'll be you doing it. It'll be you ushering in this new age. It'll be you. I mean, look how they line up, right? This Knight of Coins, he's effective, dreaming that new world into being, but he's realistic, right? Knows it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, but it could be better. Protecting that dream, protecting that investment, right? With Justice, the even-handed approach, we're always asking ourselves, what is right for me? And then we find what lights us up leads us to great joy and victory. that chariot we're riding forward right into this new age, right in, so that we can heal ourselves and each other. Are you ready? Because there is a contingent that is not ready for you to be strong. It is not ready for you to prove them wrong. Are you ready to be turned into people who cannot be preyed upon? I hope so, because you're too powerful for that. In any case, I'm going to get this thing in the can so that you can view it. I'm already late as it is. My apologies again. Be sure to check out Witcharoo's Etsy shop. The link is in yesterday's video. I have some more stuff in here today. I will probably include it. I'll probably put the link in this description today too. Thank you so much for having that cup of tea or that cup of coffee with me this morning. I love you all. Remember, you're not alone. You are stronger than you think. And you will only become strong when you think you're not. When you think you can't carry on. When the situation calls for you to be stronger than you think you are, you will shove through it. And it's okay to collapse afterwards. It's okay to let out a scream every once in a while when you've finished with your battle. What's not acceptable is to give up now. When you face your true self, when you see it, approach it and embrace it. Because as strange as it may seem, that's your superpower. Thank you again. I love you all. And as always, shine on.